What's up, YouTube? Long time no talk. Got a lot to go over on why I've been gone for so dang long. And, of course, we'll jump into the truck. It's time to cut the frame, so stay tuned. It's hot here in Arizona, it just is. And it's finally starting to cool down now, which is great. Hopefully it keeps on that path. Also, my girlfriend, the love of my life, is in the military, so she's been gone for quite a bit of time, but she got new orders of where she was going to ship out, so they gave her time to come visit the family. And so I got to see her for a couple of weeks, and as you can probably imagine, I dropped everything. I didn't go to work, I didn't come here to the shop. Wasn't going to happen. Spent as much time as I could with her, and every second was well worth it. It was amazing. But like all good things, it flew by, you know what I mean? After that, just having to recoup some financials. The camera broke, which is peachy. So I had to get a new one of those. It finally arrived about 3-4 days ago. So here we are. So today we're going to cut into the frame. I'm going to shorten this bad boy. And we're going to go ahead and do all of that. So let's get started. All right, you guys. So having to do a lot. We're going to have to cut down the frame, which means I need to cut 16 inches out of this bad boy. I've already spent the time and went ahead and measured it up. It's definitely one of those things where you've got to measure twice and cut once. But in this case, it's more like measure 400 times and cut really slowly. But let me show you what I did. I just used a scrape. As you guys may or may not be able to see, there is a scratch in the steel all the way around. Same thing over here. It's 16 inches apart. Same thing on the other side. This is the flat area of the frame where it all, before it starts swooping and everything. And so I'm gonna have to cut here, and then we're gonna bring it together. I'll make a backing plate just to give it that extra strength. And of course we'll weld that bad boy on. Needless to say, I'm a bit nervous about doing this. It's an important part of the truck. Once the frame's been cut, if you don't weld it up properly, that's a weak point. And if you don't measure correctly, it'll make the frame skewed. So it's a nervous situation, but I'm pretty sure I got it. We got everything measured out multiple freaking times, so I'm pretty sure it's lined up. So let's go ahead and start the duty of cutting it. All right, guys, so I cut it up. I cut it in of the mark lines that I made. That way we can kind of grind it down and make it smooth. But let me show you. No turning back now. It's a good chunk of change that came out of there, man. Looks good though. All right, you guys, I finished cutting it. There's obviously no turning back. I did cut within the line, like in between the middle, so that I have some room to grind down just to get to perfect on that line. And then that way everything kind of smooths out perfectly between the two pieces. So yeah, might as well show you the devastation here. Check it out. So now what we need to do is, of course, bring everything together, butt it up, and just see how it sits. And then we'll do some cleaning up of the edges and go from there. I'm excited. All right, so I got it pushed together. It's definitely not lined up 100%. Like I said, I still have to shave down the edges, but it gives you it gives me an idea of how much shorter this bed is. It's a little crazy. Let me turn around, check it out. So obviously there's a bit of a gap because I haven't shaved it down. But look how short that is, man. The frame used to come out to like right about here. That's a huge amount of difference there. Oh man, this is awesome. Such a step in the right direction. Next we'll be shaving that massive thing down. Well, not next, but when I get to the body part. But now all I have to do is kind of grind these down to where they're nice and smooth in line with the marks that I made. And then we'll butt it together. Now, there is something to take notice of. You might be able to see if these are level on the bottom, there's a bit of a height here. This frame rail from here to here is shorter on this side than it is on this side. Not by a lot, but it is. So I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna do that. I might cut a notch out and just kind of lengthen it down, or vice versa, do it on this side and pull it up. We'll see. I gotta think that out first. But that's a big movement in the right direction. We definitely got the bed cut up. I'm excited about that. I hope you guys liked it. Alright guys, so I ground down the edges, made them nice and straight the way I wanted them to be, and then I kind of just cleaned up the edges, clamped it together, and I'll show you what I got. It lines up pretty well. Like I said, I am going to use a backing space as well, so let me show you what I got here. So obviously I have the clamp on, just to keep everything close, but it lines up nice and smooth. We're flat and level up here, and as you can see, there's that height difference. Not a huge difference, but it's there. So I'm going to go ahead and grind down a bit of a bevel so that the weld has a chance to kind of fit in to the groove, and then we'll weld it in tomorrow. Go ahead and burn it in tomorrow. It's getting late today, and I got some other stuff that I gotta go get taken care of. So as you guys can see, that lines up real well. There is a bit of that gap at the bottom, which isn't a huge deal. It's definitely not the best looking thing, but it's not something that can't be adjusted or fixed fairly easily. I'm also going to use the original pieces that I cut out, and we'll use those as a backing inside the piece that we just cut down. So just some extra rigidity, extra strength, rigidity. I can speak English, I promise. That's really about it, man. Totally excited about that. Finally got that done. That was a big worry of mine for obvious reasons because you're cutting out so much, but I'm pumped up. My battery's almost dead, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Please, if you liked what you saw, like, subscribe, share with your friends. If you didn't like, put a thumbs down. Let me know why you didn't like it. That way I can fix it in the future. I appreciate you guys. See you guys in a couple days.